Hello everyone, LucaYasha, and welcome to the first episode of my brand new series of Pokemon Top 5 videos. Now, to commemorate this as the first ever episode in the series, we're going to be doing something a little different. It's going to be a top 10 with my favourite starter Pokemon. Now, there are two reasons why this list is like this. One, I wanted this to be special as it was the first list, and B, when I was composing this list, I realised there were far too many starters that I really like to have them just be narrowed down to 5. So instead, I decided to double the list and make it 10. But let's actually talk about the starters themselves. At the beginning of every Pokemon game, you get the choice of grass, fire, and water. These Pokemon oftentimes become the ones you use most in your playthrough. Well, until you get your competitive side on, you decide to get a Garchomp and all those legendaries. But the fact is, they are the ones which you use at the beginning of the game, and oftentimes, they do become the ones you feel most connected to. At least in my opinion, anyway. So that's why, let's move right on into my top 10 favourite starter Pokemon. Number 10. Kicking off the list at number 10, we have Blaziken. Now, Blaziken holds a special place in my heart as being my first ever Pokemon. Yeah, now I'm saying that, it's my first ever Mon. My first ever Pokemon game was Pokemon Ruby, and being the 7-year-old OCD kid that I was back then, I decided, hey, Ruby's a red, I'll pick the fire starter. That was it, that was my only reason I chose Blaziken. But I sure didn't regret it. Blaziken is actually really powerful, and thanks to Gen 6 reminding me of that, I just love Blaziken even more. Now, when it comes to design wise, it's a Kung Fu fighting chicken, and that's immediately a thumbs up. Kung Fu fighting chicken, where do you come up with this stuff, GameFreak? As well as that, it did start the trend of firefighting, which I don't know if is a good thing, but oh well, I guess it started it, I guess. Now, as for battling, this thing is insanely powerful. It's in the Ubers tier, the godlike tier. There are only 2 starters in the entire games which are in the Uber tier, and one of them is Blaziken. And you want to know why? Because of Speed Boost and Mega Evolution. You see, Blaziken's Mega, as well as the ability Speed Boost, just changed this thing entirely. Like, it made it OP as shit. You see, as well as being able to hit really hard, Blaziken is a really good setup Pokemon with access to moves like Baton Pass, Protect, Sword Stance, and Bulk Up, so you can always pass those stats along to another Pokemon. And it's just, I really like the way it battles, or it feels for lack of a better term. Using a Blaziken is just fun. And as well as that, let's actually quickly glance over the Mega Evolution's design. It is gorgeous. I love what they did with Mega Blaziken, with the flaming wrist, the way its hair turns upwards like it's pumping with energy, like it's a Super Saiyan or something. And of course, I love the black on its legs. I love Blaziken so much. Granted, he's only at number 10, but even so, he has a special place in my heart. My first ever starter, my first ever Pokemon. I don't know, guys, I just really like Blaziken. It's just a powerhouse of a mon. So, at number 10, we have Blaziken. Number 9. Taking the number 9 spot, we have Greninja. Now, when it came to Generation 6, when X and Y was announced, I was hyped. During that time, I was sort of out of Pokemon in a way. Like, the last games I really played for a long amount of time was Generations 4 Pearl. And when Heart Gold, Soul Silver, and Black and White came out, I sort of missed it. But then when Gen 6 came out, and with the 3DS, I was enjoying Fire Emblem, I was like, oh my god, a Pokemon game on my 3DS. Oh my goodness, yes. And I saw the starters, Chespin, what's the fire one, Fennekin, and Froakie. And I immediately know which one I was going to pick for my first playthrough. Little old Froakie. And of course, Greninja itself, let's actually talk about Greninja. So let's talk about Greninja. Greninja is just a beast of a Pokemon. And thanks to the ability Protein which they gave it, it's just insanely powerful, and this is just one of the reasons why I love it, its power. Along with Blaziken, it's the only other starter Pokemon to be in the Uber tier. Now, let's actually talk about design real quick before I really fanboy into battle. You see, its design, when I compare it to Frogadier and to Greninja, I kind of prefer Frogadier in terms of design, just because it followed the Froakie line a bit more, or was closer to Froakie. But still, Greninja is still an awesome design, and of course, as you can see, that shiny. I don't know what GameFreak does with shinies, they do it right and sometimes they do it wrong, but Greninja is the perfect example of being right. Now, while Blaziken is a Kung Fu chicken, This thing is a ninja frog. And look at the tongue scarf. Like, how'd you come up with that? A tongue scarf. And even got the ninja stars on its legs. It's just a great design. I actually do like it, but like I said, compared to Frogadier, I think Frogadier follows the line a bit better. And ring ring, there goes the phone, of course. When you're recording, of course that happens, but I'll ignore it, we'll ignore it. So anyway, when it comes to Greninja in power-wise, it actually can be used as both a physical and a special attacker. You see, when it comes to its special attack, it's a bit higher than its physical attack, but because of its ability Protein, all its attacks are stab. And couple that with a Life Orb, Greninja can just destroy people. And hell, when it comes to physical, even though its exclusive move, Water Shuriken, isn't really the best move in the game. I mean, it's not the best of the exclusive moves they came out in Gen 6. But hell, it's still an awesome mon, and like I said, I just love Greninja because, well, it got me through Gen 6, and it was just such a cool Pokemon. You are so cool, Greninja. You're a cool, cool guy. So, at number 9, we have Greninja. Number 8. Taking the number 8 spot, we have Blastoise. Yes, at number 9 we have Greninja as one water type, but Blastoise for me is just the OG water type. He is so bloody cool. And here's the thing, when I played through Ruby and then Emerald, I got my hands on a copy of Fire Red for the Game Boy. And like I said, remember how I said that I chose the Fire starter because rubies were red? I chose Charizard as my starter for that game because it was Fire Red, had Charizard on the front. I thought I was obligated to pick Charizard. But then I realised something. When I saw all my friends that got Fire Red and even Leaf Green, they all chose Charmander. And I decided, you know what, I'm going to be different. I'm going to clear this game up and I'm going to pick the water starter just so I can destroy my friends. And yeah, Blastoise was that guy. Everyone who had their Charizards and all their other Pokemon, I just brought in my Blastoise and Hydro Pumped the living crap out of everyone. I don't know, I just think I have some childhood joy from Blastoise. He's just so cool. And in terms of design, when compared to things like Charizard, I do like dragons. Like, dragon's my favourite typing and dragons are awesome. But Blastoise just stands out to me much more. It's a turtle with tank armor, or tank turrets, I guess. What do you call them? Tank turrets, whatever. But you know what I mean. And hell, it's just so cool. I can't fanboy enough over this thing. It's so cool, I love it. But actually, let's actually talk about its battle strategy, shall we? Yeah, let's actually do that. Blastoise for a long time was the best rapid spinner because, well, it was one of the only Pokemon that had it at the time. But hell, so it's great in utility wise, and of course we have to mention the Mega. Mega Launcher Blastoise. Granted, this does suffer from 4-move syndrome, where it has to have 4 moves which are really good on its kit. But ayo, it's still an awesome Pokemon, and because of its once I can speak English, hello! As well as that, because of its rapid spin, it can really help in hazard situations. But of course, the main reason why I like Blastoise is just because of my childhood. He stood out a lot more compared to things like Charizard. I mean, believe me, Charizard's cool and all, but he ain't no Blastoise. Now, if you want to know more about why I like Blastoise, go check out Screw Attack's Death Battle. I mean, it just accentuates why Blastoise is a badass. But here comes the Mega, and oh my god, I think they did everything right with its Mega. Because, like, while Mega Charizard X and Y are cool, Blastoise just takes the trophy. Look at that with, the little cannons and the big cannon. He is so cool. Little Pikachu's faster than me, what the hell? But anyway, this Blastoise is just so cool. I love its design. I love the fact that it just got me through every one of my friends back when I was a kid. So, Blastoise at number 8. Number 7. Taking the number 7 spot, we have Superior. Now, as I already said, I didn't really get to play the Black and White games, and Superior was only introduced to me in Gen 6. And believe me, this was actually before the Contrary ability was a thing. I just really like Superior's design. It's a grass snake. And if for those who don't know, I love dragons and all reptiles. Reptiles are incredibly cool to me. I had an obsession with that when I was a kid. Favorite animals were orcas and reptiles because A, orcas are awesome, they go Free Willy, and when it comes to snakes and scaly creatures, they're just like so dragon-like, and this thing is majestic, is the best way I can say in its design. It's beautiful. One of the best looking Pokemon. Now, before, of course, I'm going to mention the Contrary ability. It's brilliant. I love using Contrary Superior, and that's the best way to describe Superior. It's fun to use. I mean, granted you can run the physical variant, which is Coil, and its speed is actually really good for it. You can get Coil up, have up defense and up attack. At least I think Coil ups defense. I can't remember if it does attack and defense. I don't remember this stuff. I've been using Contrary too much. But Contrary is just so much fun with Leaf Storm. I mean, Leaf Storm's power is insane, and then you can just use it to get even stronger. What are you going to do about that? And of course, with Substitute, Depulse, and Giga Drain, you'll often just stay on the field and not die. Granted, this is a bit of a problem, same as Blastoise 4-move syndrome, where you have to use the same moves in order for it to function. But I don't care, it's Contrary Superior, like I'm not gonna fanboy over this thing. Now granted, like I said, its power is what sold me and its design, not much else. When I did get round to playing Black and White, it wasn't the starter I chose, but hell, it's just so great in 6th gen. I really like Superior. So we have Superior, Contrary Superior, sitting comfortably at number 7. Number 6. Claiming the number 6 spot, we have Sceptile. Yeah, we already had Blaziken, and like I wasn't going to mention the other Gen 3 starter, Sceptile. Now when it comes to Sceptile, I didn't use this thing in Ruby, because back when I played my Ruby game, I didn't delete it. I loved my game so much. But then I found out there was a sequel called Emerald. And of course, as I've already said, I chose Blaziken because Ruby was red, and I chose Charizard to begin with in Fire Red because it was the fire starter. So, Emerald was green. I picked the grass starter. I was very uncreative as a child. I didn't really go that far out. But anyway, Sceptile for me is insanely cool looking. As well as that, in the anime, the way he was portrayed as just chewing on a piece of grass, and he was that sort of loner dude, he was really cool. And once again, it's a lizard, and I love lizards. Little Xeno, oh, I love him, I love lizards! They are so cool creatures. But back in 3rd gen, as I was going to say, I was a bit, when I didn't know about battling, I really liked using it, but then I found out in Gen 4, when I got into a bit more competitiveness about special attacks, physical attacks, natures and all that sort, I was really underwhelmed. Because it learnt moves like Leaf Blade and a few other physical moves, yet it was more of a special attacker, and the few special attacking moves it had weren't that great. But then here comes 6th gen, and rekindles what I loved about Sceptile. Sceptile is just powerful. Like, it is ridiculous. Thanks to the fact they gave it the Mega Evolution, and when I found out it got the ability Lightning Rod, I was really surprised that they gave that to him, because what's the point of giving a grass type an electric resistance when it already resists electric? But heyo, what are you gonna do? And plus that shiny, I love blue, it's one of my favourite colours, so a blue Sceptile? Oh yes, please, I want one. As well as that, it is fast. Granted, it may not be as fast as a speed boosted Blaziken, but still, it's just so cool. I love what they did with the design. At first I was a bit perplexed about how the tree was like, it was a cannon tree and it grows back, but I realised lizards grow their tails back. So well done, GameFreak, I like what you did here, well done, well done. I'm just a bit upset that you can't run a physical variant. I mean, you could if you wanted to, but you know it's not going to be as good as the special attacking variant. He's got those leaf blades on his arms. Why not emphasise the fact he has Leaf Blade? Oh well, you can't have everything, but still, Sceptile, he got me through Gen 3 on my Pokemon Emerald. And heyo, when I saw that he was back in for Gen 6 and he was revitalised, I realised, you know what? Sceptile, you're an awesome guy. You're going to come on my team. So at number 6, we have Sceptile. Oh, and also forgot to mention, when I did choose this thing, before I've ended off, I'm an idiot for getting this. I got my Sceptile from a friend who had Pokemon Sapphire. He traded it for me, as well as that onto my Ruby game. And of course I just threw away Emerald at that point because I had Blaziken and Sceptile in one game. Oh my god, oh my god. Yeah, so anyway, that was just something I wanted to put out there. It was a little story. But anyway, at number 6, we have Sceptile. Number 5. Claiming the number 5 spot, we're halfway there, guys. We're halfway there. We have the other Gen 6 starter, Chestnut. Now, oh my god, I love Chestnut. It is just awesome. Like, no, this is like the Pokemon I fanboy one of the hardest over. Now, when it came to Greninja, I like Greninja in terms of design, but the fact is, there are far too many Greninjas out there. I got sort of sick of it. Sort of like if you look at a piece of art you really like, you might get a bit tired of it now and again. Sort of like a Carl Pilkington thing there. But when it comes to Czeslaw, he stood out to me more. And of course, when I've got to tell this story, of course. When I wanted to do my replay of Pokemon Y, just because, hey, I beat the game, I want to play through it again, I chose Czeslaw as my starter, or Chespin. And at that point I realised I lost my event Torchic. I was not happy about that. Like, I was raging hard after I did that. I like started the game up, I customized my character, I was like, oh shit, my Blaziken, no! So, I chose Czeslaw, and I didn't regret it. He sort of made up for that fact that I lost Mega Blaziken. Granted, you might say that a Czeslaw is inferior to a Blaziken, but heyo, what are you going to do? It's my list. Now, when it comes to Czeslaw in terms of battle-wise, it's really bulky. I mean, look at its design. How would you think this thing is not bulky? As well as that, I think it's one of the best stall wolves out there. Just because A, of its typing. Granted, it does have a quad weakness to flying, but grass and fighting, that's something new. Granted, Breloom has it, but it's not as bulky as a Czeslaw, and oh my god, the spiky shield and all that stuff. It's just such a great Pokemon. I love Czeslaw. I don't know I can't really describe in words. Unless you've used a Czeslaw, you won't understand how it feels to use one. It's sort of like a play and experience kind of thing. You play with the Czeslaw and you realise what you like about it. But as well as that, it is really, really diverse in what it can do. Now, you can run the basic defensive set, but I'm that guy who decided I'm going to run the belly drum set. And oh my god, Czeslaw takes lives. Like, oh my god, a belly drum, and then plus the fact if you give it, what's the name of that berry? It's that berry which ups your speed when you're low enough health. I can't remember the name of it. If anyone, I can't remember. But basically, you use that along with Substitute and belly drum with Drain Punch. Like, oh my god, all that health, please give it back. But like I said, I just love Czeslaw. I don't know what it is, I really don't. It's just a Pokemon that appeals to me. What else can I say about it? Granted, some of you may say Greninja is better in terms of the fact, well, it's in Ubers, and I think Czeslaw sitting comfortably in UU. I think it is. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's in UU. But, I don't know, I just love Czeslaw. Design-wise, it's great. Granted, Quilladin was a bit of a what the hell was going on here. We had Chespin, and now it's a ball, and now it's an armored acorn. Yeah, that doesn't sound weird at all, but hell, I just love Czeslaw, and I'll say it over and over again. I love Czeslaw, I love Czeslaw, I love Czeslaw, I love Czeslaw. But heyo, just the fact that I love how versatile it is, along with the fact that it's just a great design and a great Pokemon. So, at number 5, we have Czeslaw. Number 4. Claiming the number 4 spot, we have Feraligatr. Now, I'm going to be honest with you guys. I sort of missed out in Gen 2. Like, I didn't play the original games, and I didn't get to finish Heart Gold and Soul Silver. I got them both because I'm a fanboy, I guess. But Feraligatr is just power. And I don't think I have any other reason for putting it this high on the list, other than its power. In my opinion, it just outshines everything on the list so far in terms of that aspect. Design-wise, it's another reptile. And as we know, I love me reptiles. But hell, this thing gets Dragon Dance, and that's another selling point for me. I love the move Dragon Dance, one of my favourite setup moves in the game. And this thing gets it, and I think it's the only starter that does get Dragon Dance. Let me just think. Oh no, Charizard. Charizard gets Dragon Dance, of course. But come on, this thing is just so awesome. And of course, if I did ever play or get back to playing Gen 2 games, of course I'm going to pick Totodile. Totodile's adorable for another matter. So of course, let's actually talk about what they did in Gen 6. They gave it Sheer Force. And for those who don't know, that ups power but gets rid of additional flex. So you may not be able to flinch people, but that doesn't matter. Because if you can just deal the damage to punch those mother truckers right back in their faces, then ayo, what you got to complain about? It's just, oh my god, he's a really good Pokemon. I don't know what else you want me to say about him. Granted, I do feel a bit kind of cheaty with these lists, saying like I just like them, but sometimes that's all you can say. Because I really don't think I have other reasons to like Infernape other than it's an awesome Pokemon. Now granted, the fact that it gets Sheer Force and Dragon Force are the shining factors for me, but hell, even the shiny's cool. I mean, as you can see, that shiny blue spikes. Blue's my favourite colour, or one of them anyway. And still, this thing is so cool in terms of what they did with it. I don't know, I think they just gave more love to Feraligatr than they did the other two. Granted, a Flash Fire Typhlosion, that's awesome, but then they gave Meganium Leaf Guard? Okay, sure, why not? But anyway, Feraligatr number 4, and it's only here because of its power. It may not seem like I'm describing it that much, but that's all I can say about it. It's just power. So powerful. So at number 4, Feraligatr. Number 3. Claiming number 3, we have Infernape. Now, I don't believe so far we have mentioned a Generation 4 starter. Just like Feraligatr was the first Gen 2 starter that I mentioned on this list, Infernape's the first Gen 4 starter I've mentioned. Infernape is awesome. In terms of everything, the power, the design, its moveset, it's great! It's a great Pokemon. Hell, and firefighting, it may be firefighting again, and the next one's firefighting as well, and then they decided, oh well, we've had firefightings before, let's make it a fire psychic to make it so we're different. But anyway, let's actually talk about Infernape. In terms of design, I'm just going to put this out there, the flaming hair is awesome. Like, I love what they can do with fire. It can be so creative sometimes, and Infernape, in my opinion, is one of the most creatively designed starters. I love the fact that it's got those swirls and all the metal gold bits on it. And, oh my god, I can't get over that fire crown, it's so cool. Unlike other fire starters, I think he's probably the most sleek looking. And while I may say Blaziken is a Kung Fu chicken, this thing's a Taekwondo monkey. And that's just awesome. Monkeys and fighting just go together. I don't know why. We had Primeape, but that didn't really work. So you know what, let's make Primeape on fire. And they're like, oh my god, yes, that's a brilliant idea. Let's put that monkey on fire. Now of course, when I played Generation 4 with my Pearl, I chose Piplup as my starter and I got an Empoleon. But then I restarted and I chose Chimchar. And the reason why I chose Piplup was because my friend got Pokemon Diamond and he chose Chimchar, and I figured, you know what, I'm going to be a dick and choose the one thing that's super effective against it. But then I found out Infernape was firefighting and it just crushed my steel weakness. So I wasn't happy about that. Sorry, I'm just getting my Infernape, screw this penguin. I'm sorry, Empoleon lovers, he's not on this list. But Infernape is just awesome. I love the power this thing does, and with the ability Iron Fist, it can really land those punches, like, really hard. And it can learn Blaze Kick as well, which I think for a long time was an exclusive move to Blaziken. I could be wrong, but like in Gen 3, I'm pretty sure only Blaziken knew Blaze Kick, but heyo, I can't remember these things off the top of my head. It's been 7 years! It's been 7 years of playing Pokemon. So, anyway, I'm just going to say again that... Wait, has it been 7 years? Has it even been 7 years? Because that came out in 2 years. No, I was 7 years old when I started playing Pokemon. It's been 12 years of playing Pokemon. I've got that wrong. That's 5 years of my life I lost. 5 years gone! How did I forget that? But anyway, Infernape is just awesome. I love the design, I love the typing, I love the moveset, and I can't get over the design. It's easily the best factor about Infernape. A fire monkey with a flaming crown. Now granted, if they were smart and they made the body black and they made the hair blue, that would be an awesome shiny, but no, we got a pink Infernape. So, like I said, you can't have everything, but at number 3, we have Infernape. Number 2. Taking number 2, we have Swampert. Now, as I said, I'm a Gen 3 fanboy. Generation 3 was my favourite generation. It was the one I got introduced to, and I've already had the 2 other starters on this list, so it didn't seem unlikely that I would have Swampert be on this list either. Now, when I said that I played Ruby and I chose my Blaziken, and I got my Trico from my friend onto my Ruby game, I decided I'm going to restart my Emerald game, and I chose the one star I hadn't touched yet, Mudkip. And I have to say, that choice affected my life in so many ways. I didn't know anything really about Pokemon. There wasn't really anyone who could tell me much about it. I just sort of went on the fact that, oh well, this Pokemon's cool looking, it's got to be powerful, right? Sort of like why I didn't use Beautifly back at the time, because I thought it's a butterfly, what can a butterfly do? But of course, that thing's a monster. But let's talk about the main star here, Swampert. Being water ground, at that time it was the only water ground typing, it was able to get through so many gyms. The rock type gym to begin with, oh, just water gun that crap. And then just go to the electric gym, you're resistant, you can't hit me with that stuff, what are you playing at, what are you doing? And then the flying gym, it just destroyed everything. Swampert is a monster, and I love that about it. And the thing is, when it comes to starters, most of the time you get the pattern of the mixed attacker, the one aspector, or the one Pokemon that's good in one aspect, and then the bulky one. Swampert in this case is the bulky one of the three. Sceptile was meant to be the main special attacker, Blaziken was a mixer, but in the end they all went different ways. And even when Gen 6 came out and the redo of Oras, I knew I was going to pick Mudkip as my starter. And when I saw it got a Mega Evolution, I was a bit surprised with the design. I was like, oh my god, what have you been doing? You been lifting, bro? Have you been lifting? But the fact is, I love what they did with Swampert. It's an OG for me. I'll always love Swampert, no matter what. I don't care what kind of set you run. You can run the Stall Toxic set, you can run the Offensive set. My personal favourite is the Power-Up set, Power-Up set along with the Rain Dance. Because, as we all know, Mega Swampert gets Swift Swim. So double speed along with Power-Up Punch, and then just slam into all those truckers with Waterfall. He's just so cool. I love Swampert. Granted, that quad weakness to grass isn't a nice thing, but I still love it. And of course, we have to mention, like I said, the Mega Evolution. It is powerful. Swampert for me is just awesome. He is the OG starter for me. He was the one who really kindled it. Granted, Blaziken was the first mon that I ever used. Swampert was the one that cemented Pokemon in my life. Like, no joke, he was for a long time my favourite Pokemon, #1. But of course, times changed, and that's why he's at #2, but let's move on to #1. #1. Claiming the #1 spot, we have Emboar. Now, as I've already said, I didn't get to really play Black and White when it came out, but when I did, you're damn right I chose little Tepig. He is adorable. First off, yeah, I'm just gonna say it. Tepig is adorable. And that was the reason I chose it. I can't stand being away from a Tepig, he's adorable. And when I said lizards were my favourite on reptiles, you might think I chose Snivy because it was a snake. But no, I chose little Tepig. And the thing is, as I've said on this list, or as I've done this list, I do feel that some of them I didn't really give a good reason why I liked them. But in the end, it's my opinion, and the reason why I like these Pokemon is just because I like them. I use them, and I know some of them for a long time, and some of them are new loves. But Emboar for me is just the perfect Pokemon, or the perfect starter Pokemon. For one, its design. It's got those sort of swirled patterns. If you notice on Infernape's design, he's got the swirls on his gold patches. Well, he's got it all over his body, and oh my god, I can't fanboy hard enough over this thing. I just love Emboar. I don't know what you guys want from me, other than the fact to say that I just love Emboar. His design, fantastic. His power is immense. He's meant to be a mixed attacker, but he has a bucket load of HP, so he can take hits, but he's not that fast. Get a flame charge on him, you're outspeeding. Now when it comes to his shiny, look at this! Look at this! It is the only fire type apart from Ponyta where it has blue flames as a shiny, and of course Mega Charizard, but he's not on this list. If this thing got a Mega, you know what it'd be called? It's the Mega Pig. Yeah, in its Pokedex, it's the Mega Pig. What? The Mega Pig. I can't get over that. It's so cool. And of course, they gave him Reckless. So all of his recoil moves do extra damage, and he wails on the people in front of him. Like, everything should die. Couple that with a Life Orb. Granted, he only has 2 hits if you do that. Like, he's a glass cannon in a way. He can really punch the damage, but he also does not take the damage very well. But still, I just love Emboar so much. I want to hug it, and I also want to just cuddle it. Hug it to death. That's what I want to do. I want to squeeze an Emboar. Granted, it's on fire, which is not a good idea. But, as I've said, on this list, I may not have given good reasons as to why I like some of the Pokemon, but for Emboar, I don't know, it's just a fanboy thing. I can't get over how much I love Emboar. I may not have a good, solid reason as to why, other than I do. And that's really all I can say about it. And that shiny, the blue flame. Oh my god, GameFreak, why didn't you do that to Infernape? If Infernape shiny was like that, Infernape would be number 1, just for its shiny. But Emboar takes it, just because it has everything right for it. Its design, its move pool, its idea, and the shiny. Oh my god, it may seem like that's the only reason I like it. Trust me, there's a lot more to like about this thing other than its insane power. Like, this guy's so awesome! Also, I think he's probably the only starter that remains cute as he evolves. We know, other than Meganium, that thing looks just like it's a goo all the time. But like I said, it's all personal opinion, guys, and if I say I like Emboar as my number 1 and you say, well, Emboar is only an RU, and Greninja is an Ubers, and so is Blaziken, you should like them more. Well, no, how about I like Emboar? I like Emboar more. That's exactly the thing I'm trying to get across here. I love Emboar. Now, like I said, if you guys do not agree with my list, that's perfectly fine, it's your opinion, and I do feel that I wasn't able to give a full description. I even wrote out some, like, bullet points to follow me along through them, but it was just the fact I realised that I can't say anything more about Emboar other than it's awesome. So, at number 1, we have Emboar, the Mega Pig. And that is it, guys, that is my top 10 favourite starter Pokemon. Now, if you like this video, be sure to hit that like button and favourite me and follow me on Twitter for the latest news and updates for the channel. As for the next few videos for top 5s, they will be top 5 videos, but they're going to be covering types, so top 5 dark types, top 5 ghost, but this will be done in alphabetical order. So the first list we'll be seeing is top 5 bug types, because, well, B comes before D. You should know your ABCs. So anyway, guys, like I said, if you want to write down in the comments what your top 10 or top 5 or top 20, I don't know, are there even 20 starters? I don't know, but just write down your top 20 starters. I don't care if there aren't that many, but like I said, there has to be more than 20, doesn't there? Because it's like 6 gens, 6 times 3. Wait. Oh no, there's only 18. I'm an idiot. I don't count very well. I'm sorry, guys. But anyway, if you like this video, do the like thing, do the follow thing, and if you want to see more content, hit that subscribe button so you keep up to date with the videos that I'll be posting. And anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching. I've been LucaYasha. I'll see you all in the next vid. Goodbye.